afternoon, everyone. And again, from my home, my kitchen, and my heart, this is Fast Where the Flavor's At. We're joined by dear friends, as we typically are. We're actually celebrating the life of a friend lost too soon. Our good friend Johnny Ireland, who Jeff and I had the great joy and privilege of cooking alongside each other for a couple of events at a wonderful little establishment in Key West called I'll Cook, owned by the wonderful couple of Bill and Eden Brown and anchored by one of the most talented chefs in Key West, Chef Martha. We had so many great times and have shared so many great moments. And yes, while it's tough losing someone, but when it's someone as colorful as John, who brought so much life to his life and to the lives around him, you are blessed with wonderful memories and some pretty good stories that will hold you over until your last breath. So we're going to share a little bit of that today as we make the dish that last time the three of us cooked, John was the chef for. We did a little smoked tuna tartare. The ingredients here we'll take you through real quick is about a pound of beautiful tuna loin, sriracha, crushed red pepper, black pepper, lime juice, black and white sesame seeds, sesame oil, teriyaki glaze, soy sauce, and some scallions. We also took it to another level and we smoked the tuna. We chopped the tuna in little quarter-inch bites, half-inch bites or so. We put them in the dome and we hit it with the smoking gun. Now the smoking gun itself actually has its own little story that can go with it. Smoke will typically come out of that when you light the wood chips that are inside here. And what we do is we kind of infuse, put the hose into a bag or into a vessel where the meat or the protein is, or whatever you want to smoke is, and it fills up and does a great job of imparting a great smoke flavor. With various different types of wood chips, we used peach in this particular instance, only because we're celebrating Georgia because it's Masters Sunday. But just one of the stories that I am both laughing about, but also embarrassed by. John had a beautiful house in Coconut Grove, very heavily landscaped. He also has a cat that I'm allergic to. So those two things are very important factors in this story because I don't want to be all about just one thing. But we decided to get together at John's house and create the menu, make sure that we were doing everything correctly, tasting the dishes with the wines we were going to pair with, making sure that worked. So after a great deal of wine, and again, the cat and the foliage in the backyard, we got it in our heads. John was a great lover of wineries and farmers and the earth. And the wine he represented, Pali, is located in Santa Barbara. There's also some other wonderful farms in Santa Barbara where you can find some things that you can also smoke other than wood chips that will impart a different reaction or change your personality a little bit. So we decided to take advantage of some of this wonderful herb that grew in this particular property in Santa Barbara and put that in the little well of the smoking gun, and we lit it up and we basically just took it in. So again, between that, the wine, but most importantly, the cat that I'm allergic to and the foliage, I was soon face down in his garden, getting up just about everything I had in my stomach, which, as you could probably figure out, was quite a bit. My good friends Jeff and John knew I was in no shape to drive home. Not only did they get an Uber there, but they actually had to carry me to pay and tip the Uber driver generously to make sure that he got me home safely. I got in the back seat of the car, and I had the wherewithal, in spite of the cat and the foliage, to call my wife at work and let her know that she desperately needed to get home to get the dogs out because I really didn't think I was in any kind of condition or shape to do it. Honey, when I called you, what did you hear on the other side of the phone? What she said was, yeah, I babbled incoherently for about 48 hours after this particular day because of that friggin' cat and that foliage and everything else that went around. But we had a great deal of fun, and it's one of the many, many stories that we have to look back and laugh now after it's over. But John was an amazing guy. We'll reference him a little bit as we make this dish. Jeff, I'm going to turn it over to you. We took the tuna, we smoked it up a little bit. So there is that. I kind of took you through the ingredients. The smoke, yeah, still in there. So that's smoke. That should have a nice little bit of smokiness. And Jeff here is going to actually compose the dish. Tuna, sriracha. All right, about a tablespoon of sriracha. All right, teriyaki glaze. About another tablespoon or so. Lovely. Sesame oil. He brought some, and then I made some just by reducing teriyaki sauce, which you can, which works well too. A little bit of soy sauce. I'm just a huge fan of tuna tartare. If I see it on the menu, I very rarely don't, skip it. I always order it. I think it's wonderful. A squeeze of about half a lime. And there's a lot of different ways to prepare tuna tartare. This, to me, is a wonderful sort of Pacific Rim version with a lot of neat flavors. Good ground of fresh cracked black pepper. Did you need salt? I didn't think so. Right, I got the soy sauce, right. That's why there was no salt. Some of the sliced green onion. No, because not that. That's for the lighting up. The sesame seeds. There we go. So we've got a mixture here of white and black sesame seeds. Kind of really give it that Asian flair as far as appearance and presentation.
A little texture.
And a little texture, which is always very nice. Wonderful, soft, delicious, sweet flesh of the tuna.
Toasted sesame seeds or no?
Yes. Yeah, so get any smoke off of it? Aromas? Beautiful. Now, once you've made the tuna tartare, there's a lot of different preparations you can do with it. Come back in about a minute. We're going to let it sit and rest in its flavors, and then come back in a minute, and we'll show you what we're going to do with it. Also comes with it a pretty funny story from our time together in Key West. See you in just a couple of minutes. As you can see, we've already gotten busy. We put a couple of dishes together, things that we think this preparation kind of goes well with. One of my favorites is an avocado stack, any type of combination of tuna done in any style with a nice little blend of avocado, lime juice, a little bit of garlic, and some cilantro. Easily put together with a little bit of a ring. Layer in your avocado mix, top it with the tuna, pat it down nice, and then lift the ring up, and it sits up pretty well. Lettuce wraps, another wonderful way to go. The way we went when we did it together in Key West was, Johnny, I thought it would be fun to do them on sort of a Bellini with a little bit of caviar. Thought it'd be a little bit more elegant, a nice touch with the smoked tuna. Being the Sopranos fan that I am, the term Johnny Cakes sort of flowed very, very easily. So the laughter of the night was all about I love you, Johnny Cakes, and the great line by Joe Ganascoli from The Sopranos, who played Vito. Again, just great memories, great laughter, shared with an absolutely wonderful human being. So we'll go ahead and I'll have Jeff put his tuna on the Bellini. A little bit on each one, nice little bites. Very elegant for a cocktail party, or you know what, just for hanging around watching golf on TV. It kind of works well for just about anything you can imagine. Tuna is just a wonderful protein, and I just, again, being able to find such great quality. Again, thank you, Fish Peddler East, for having this available for us. You've made my food and our food look good every time. So, tuna on the Bellini, or again, the Johnny Cakes, because I do love you, Johnny Cakes.
Now tell me, the difference between a Bellini and a Johnny Cake.
The cornmeal is the difference. Yes, I'm sorry. You were really asking the question. And without the Johnny Cake, without the cornmeal, there's no Johnny Cake. Without Johnny Cake, it's it doesn't have the story that goes with it.
It's just the cake.
It's just a cake.
Like any
just or a biscuit or whatever you want to call it, depending on where you're from. All right, a little touch of caviar, always a wonderful addition to seafood proteins in particular. Looks nice again, very elegant, very pretty. And that's as simple as that. We're going to go ahead and put those out in front of our guests. I'm going to let you sort of just help yourselves to whatever you like. Tuna tartare done 3 different ways. All very healthy and lovely. Enjoy. Typically, I pair one of the ones I represent in my portfolio with the food that I make. But today, John Ireland was an amazing ambassador and representative of a great brand from Santa Barbara called Pally Wines. Pally Wines, just tremendous Chardonnays and Pinot Noirs. So we're actually having one of their single vineyard Pinot Noirs with this particular dish. Johnny created the catchphrase, Pally for the people. Whenever he went and traveled to different markets and worked it was always Pally for the people. Now that John resides in heaven, we now have changed that term to Pally for the angels. So for all of you out there, if you see Pally out there, go grab yourself a bottle and pour it and raise your glass to, again, life lived beautifully, generously, and incredibly funny as well. John Ireland will miss you. We love you. To his family, we love you too. If there's anything ever we can do for any of you, we're here. We're grateful for everything that you've meant to us, and you will live on forever in all of our hearts. To Johnny Ireland, and to everyone out there watching, God bless you all. Thank you for watching. What's the name of the show?
That's where the flavor's at.
That's where the flavor's at. Thanks so much. We'll see you next time.